Hey, welcome back to Little Hollow Homestead. Today we're going to take a minute and discuss chicken care in the wintertime, what I do, the way I do it, and the way that works best for me and my birds. Not only do you want to keep your birds healthy during the wintertime and fed and watered and the basics covered, but you want to keep them disease-free, keep their coop clean. In my opinion, I don't go for the deep bedding method. I know that produces heat, but it also produces a lot of gases and moisture and stuff that aren't good for chickens in the wintertime. So let me show you what I do. Let's start with feed. First of all, you want to give them a good high protein mash, and that's what I've got here. This is 18% mash. Also, I think this is really critical in the wintertime. Give them some treats, some extra protein. Some extra nutrients to keep them warm, keep them active, and keep them happy during the wintertime. I also provide a lot of squash and pumpkins that I save during the fall, specifically for wintertime. Even though it's frozen, they'll still peck at this, and not only does it provide them something to do, it keeps them busy, keeps them mobile, which keeps them warm, but also gives them something a little different in their diet. You can see I also have the little feed tray here that I feed fermented feed with. I've got another batch that's stewing up in the garage right now that'll be ready by tomorrow, and I'll add more fermented feed in here. Fermented feed, not only does it reduce the consumption of feed, it fills them up quicker, but it also introduces beneficial bacteria into their guts and their digestive system, which in turn keeps them healthy. Another big one in the wintertime, you wouldn't think that water would be near as critical, but not only having water available that's thawed, ready for them to drink, but it's very important to keep it clean, which is a challenge sometimes in the wintertime. You're dragging hose or you're hauling water in 5-gallon buckets. But I do that. Fresh water is extremely important. I also, keep a little bit of water in a bucket as it thaws. They can enjoy pecking around and enjoying that. So this is what I'm after. All that manure I just dug off of here was frozen because it was so wet. If you look there, the floor is dry now. That's what you want. That's what, so now I'll put some straw on top of that and they'll be ready to go for another few weeks. I don't really have a set schedule. I just clean it when it's dirty and refresh it when it needs. Look, we've got new straw in there. That will help keep the moisture level down, the humidity down in there for them, and should keep them a little bit warm. So there you have it. That's my opinion. That's how I take care of my chickens in the wintertime. It's worked really well for me over the years. Putting this roof over their coop, like I said, has been a huge plus. We've only been in this home for 5 years, so I was a little late getting this over my chickens. I've always had a roof over my runs in the past in my other homes. So finally got that taken care of, and that's helped out. The egg production's shot right through the roof. I think the health and happiness of the chickens, since they're not walking around in the muck and mud, has improved as well. So there you go, my top 5 things to take care of your chickens in the wintertime. Keep their coop clean and dry. Dry is the big key for me. That humidity is just a killer in the wintertime for chickens. If you'll notice in my hen house here, if you can see, I've got 2 holes. If you can see them over here, I've got 2 holes cut for ventilation. The biggest thing isn't to keep them warm, but out of the wind. The wind is a big thing with chickens too. So no humidity. You want to feed them good high protein food, a little bit of apple cider vinegar in their water to help their digestive systems, red pepper flakes in their feed as well. Twofold helps the digestive system. It also helps keep them warm. And what else didn't I cover? Fresh water is a big deal. Always keep that water fresh. Not just thawed, but fresh. It's extremely important. So that's how I keep my birds healthy during the winter, and they keep laying. Like I say, I'm getting 9 or 10 eggs out of these birds that were hatched in May, which isn't bad. I didn't select these chicks just on appearance alone, or egg production alone, or egg color alone, but a combination of all 3. Give me a well-rounded flock, a diversified flock that I think is neat to look at. They all have different characteristics that are fun to identify and see, and they like pecking the snow off my boots. But anyway, I enjoy chickens year round. Wintertime, it's just a little wrinkle. You have to do a few extra things to keep them happy, healthy, and providing a few eggs for you. I don't put a light on my chickens to force them to lay in the wintertime. I let them just go through their natural cycle. They molt when they molt, they stop laying, they take a break when they take a break, and then they'll start up when they decide they want to start up. Just personal preference. And then, of course, as much as the snow will allow, I let them free range just as much as they want. I think that helps keep them happy and healthy as well. So there you go. There are my do's and don'ts for keeping chickens over the winter time and keeping them happy, healthy, and producing for you. So until next time, take care. Thanks for the subscriptions and the thumbs up. I appreciate your support. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Probably the most important thing that I neglected to share with you, when you let your chickens free range, especially in the wintertime, predation is a big deal, at least where I live. Always come back. Shut the door to your chicken coop. If you watch my videos from last year, I learned that the hard way. I'll have my son put a link up here somewhere so you don't have to hunt through all the videos to find it. But it wasn't pleasant for me, and it wasn't pleasant for the chickens involved in the ordeal. So always remember to secure your chickens if you have predators living close. That's tip number 6. After an afternoon of cleaning the chickens out, getting them refreshed with new straw, getting them fed, it's always nice to take a little break, build a little fire, even though it's about 19 degrees out here, I think, last time I checked. It's always nice sitting by a fire. So you can see I've just got one of these basic shelves you can get at any home improvement store. And then to hang my lights, I've got a little carabiner hooked up here, and then the chain. This is really important. You want to be able, when you attach your grow lights, to get them really close to your seeds when they start. And then as they grow, you just kind of raise this with the height of your plants. That way your plants don't get up here and they get leggy and really spindly and fall over. So this is a change from previous years. Before I've just used zip ties, which are really handy, but it kind of gets all kind of messed up and tweaks your lights a little bit with zip ties. So we're going to do that, get it all set up. Because I am in a really cold climate, I'm going to wrap this with moving blankets to keep it warm. As you can see, I've got my seed starting mats. We'll get those until the seeds germinate, and then we'll pull these and just use the grow lights to finish them. And then also on the inside here, I'm going to take and line it with tin foil so it reflects the light, so you can get maximum benefit from those valuable UV rays while your seeds are starting. Right, Izzy? Right? Yep. Okay. Oh. Stella? She doesn't. Okay, we got our setup all assembled. I don't have anything planted yet. I just got the lights on so you can see how it looks. But 6 flats is all I need to get started. And then when I'll up pot these plants to bigger pots, and that's when I'll start utilizing these bottom 2, because it'll take a lot more room, bigger plants, bigger pots, etc. But there you go. We've got it all lined with tin foil. We've got it good and insulated with these moving blankets over the top. Got a nice heavy weight on top of there, because I'll be getting in and out of here every day. And that's what it'll look like, all buttoned up. And we'll get going. All right, we got our seed starting rack all set up, ready to go. All we need to do is add water and seeds, and we'll be off and running. I got a head start mainly because it's nice and warm outside today, and it makes me a little itchy to get going with the gardening season. Another reason is we're going to go on vacation here the second week of February, and that's usually about the time that I start planting my tomatoes. And I didn't want to delay that, so as soon as I get home, I can get those in the seedling trays here and get them going, and not lose a week or two. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing. Another thing we're going to do this year, as I've explained in previous videos, out at our pig operation, we're going to grow a kind of a feedlot garden, we're going to call it out there, where we're going to raise just a lot of zucchinis and just let them get huge and then use that to feed the pigs. We've got some extra area out there that's got drip lines run to it already, so we thought we'd use that. And because our frost date out there is even later than it is here, I think out there it's the middle of June. So in order for us to get any kind of benefit from doing that, we need to get these zucchini started fairly soon. So as soon as I get my tomatoes going in here and get them up potted onto those bottom shelves, those 3 shelves on the top will be all zucchini in preparation for that feedlot garden that we're going to do out there. So I'm ready to get going. Need the weather to cooperate and the calendar to cooperate before we can actually get going in earnest out there. But it's a good start. It feels good to at least get my hands in the dirt a little bit today and refresh my memory of what it's all about. So as I'm sitting here and my mind wanders as I'm working, getting things ready. The last couple of years have been rough on everybody, I think. I know our dollars are stretched a lot thinner than they've ever been before. And it's getting really tough to get by for a lot of folks. A lot of guys that were just barely making it now aren't. Those that are middle class and we're doing okay are struggling. It's just been a weird, strange chain of events that have pushed us, a lot of us to the brink and a lot of us to the breaking point with our food security and finances and things. So the one good positive that I can see out of all this is it's pushing people more towards doing this sort of thing, raising your own food. I think the younger generation is starting to catch on that maybe the old timers had a pretty good idea of self-sufficiency and taking care of themselves. So if there's a silver lining in this mess that we've all been through lately, I hope that's it. And I hope we can kind of look back to the earth, look back to the soil in our own 2 hands and providing our food and growing what we need to sustain ourselves. That's a hard way to learn it, but I'm hoping that people are catching on that this is a good way of life, that it has a lot more benefit than just raising your own food. It's good for your soul, good for your mind, and you learn new skills. Every year I learn something new and I try something new, and it's exciting and fun for me. Hopefully the younger generations that are feeling the pinch right now will start to look towards doing this sort of things for themselves and for their families. Overall, I believe it's a much better way of life than the hand-to-mouth way that we've been living, working for someone else, bringing home money, going to the grocery store, buying your food, and just completing that cycle over and over again. There's no sustainability in that. As we found out, once the dollar dries up, the wages dry up and the prices go through the roof. Not to mention the fact that we were locked down for a long time and couldn't leave our homes and couldn't go out and do a lot of the things that we need to survive. I think it's been an eye-opener for me. I hope it's been an eye-opener for you. And like I say, I hope this younger generation coming up will appreciate and learn how to do this sort of thing and help take care of themselves. So from Little Hollow Homestead today on New Year's Day, actually, 2024. Hope you have a great new year, and hope it's better than last year for you. Hope it's better than last year for me as well. So let's keep our chins up, keep driving forward, and keep trying new things and providing for ourselves. Even doing a little thing like growing 1 zucchini. That's kind of been what my motto. Do something. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family, and we'll all learn together. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for listening to my rant. Have a good day, and we'll catch you on the next one.